Good evening, campers, and welcome back to Green Hell. I'm Commander Exorcist, and this is another episode of Amazonia Engineers. As you can tell, we are no longer at the airfield. No, my friends, I have decided that since it is the dry season currently in Green Hell, that I thought it'd be a great opportunity to return to my home base. So in this episode, I'm going to give you a tour of my home base. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Fort Anaconda. This is my grand project here at Anaconda Island. And what I'm going to do today, and I don't know if this episode's going to be full length as far as like 30 minutes or not. We'll see what happens. But I really wanted to kind of bring you guys in and show you what I have been doing. This project has been ongoing, I think, for about a year plus. And so I kind of wanted to show you where I live. So the airfield is really kind of an alternative work project for me in Green Hell. But this is my home. This is Fort Anaconda, and it is a beast. It has been an absolute labor of love. And if you are looking for a place to build a massive structure like this, you cannot go wrong with Anaconda Island. The abundance of wildlife, access to water, food, just everything here. This is the Goldilocks area, in my opinion, for building here in Green Hell. As you can see, I have quite a few resources here. A nice smoke pit that has been invaluable, water collection, and my own little bamboo forest, because bamboo grows back very slowly in this game. And in some cases, the little stuff doesn't seem to grow back at all. So I figured what better way to take a break from the airfield project and this kind of dry season we're in, but to give you guys a tour of Fort Anaconda. So most of the magic happens out here. This is kind of the construction area where resources are stored. You got to be very careful. We got these poisonous frogs that like to jump around. You can step on them. I've just been poked and poisoned by them before, so it's definitely something to watch out for. Ah, there he is. Want to make sure I don't pick him up. The Anaconda is still here. Yeah, I can't get rid of him. If you listen, you can hear the flies buzzing. So I've tried to cover him up with some leaves so that you don't exactly see him when you walk in. But we're going to go through here. This is the main building. Now, I haven't been here in a few months. Because I've been out at the airport doing work. So you'll notice that there's a lot of new things in Green Hell as far as new furniture and everything that's simply not here, because I just haven't been around to really put anything together. Mud mixing, utilities, storage and stuff is in here. We've got a dryer rack, mostly because food is very important. Food is an abundant resource. The caiman over here is dead. Let's go take a look at this guy. So at the airfield, we have the puma that spawns every now and then. Well, here we've got this dude. So the caiman, who spawns occasionally. He's a lot easier to deal with than the puma because he makes a really loud noise and he's very slow. So no real issue with that. But the way Fort Anaconda works, and we'll start kind of with the tour here. So this is my work area. We got food, drying racks, and just kind of the general living quarters and stuff. Close the door so we can be safe. And then the living quarters is actually up here on the second floor. So if you go over here on the second floor, there's kind of a nice little bungalow. We'll go over here and see. You get a nice little overview of the work center and one of the guard towers. This is my guard tower design. I'm going to build a couple of these out at the airfield, but I'm going to modify the design a little bit. I want to use some of the angular stuff and some of the leaves like I did up here. But the living quarters up here, very Spartan. Very Spartan. Nice little view, though. You can see our auxiliary building back here. This is my bed. And up here, it's just a nice little view. And really, this is kind of like a Vista thing. Let me hide this. There we go. There we go. That's much better. I don't know why I was holding my bow and arrow. I think it's just kind of a habit that I've gotten into, especially being out at the airport. But here, you kind of get an overview of the construction area. And, this serves a twofold purpose. I built it, so I can have a nice view, but also in case the natives decide to come and pay a visit. It's not a good thing. And they have done that once or twice. I had one instance where a native just appeared out of nowhere on the bridge while I was crossing it. And it was nighttime. And it's probably the only time in this game I think I've ever screamed out loud. It scared the crap out of me. But nice little view over here. So kind of our entranceway. And then we've got an auxiliary building over here that we're going to go in. But if you go over here, so everything is accessible. So the third floor gives us a nice view of the watchtowers. So there's another one over there, and then a bigger view. And if you go in here, we've got kind of a nice little like bungalow viewing area. I want to put some furniture in here. I want to put some storage stuff. There's a better view, kind of our. We've got a stove up here and a campfire that I like to keep running when I'm here if I can. I like to keep a couple of those going. Although that one's not really. That one's more for show. Than anything, but kind of a view. There's our animal pen. Haven't really put anything in it because shortly after I finished it, we transitioned to the airport. But it's really cool. Makes for a great diving board into the water when we want to, and then you can jump. I think I've been able to jump over there, but we won't try that. But just kind of a overview of the location. But nice little bungalow area through here. It's really nice, spacious. Then I love kind of these like outlets where I can come out and just kind of enjoy, the rotten anaconda over here, or I can turn and just kind of enjoy the, the peace and tranquility of being trapped in the jungle for 170 days. That's right. As of this recording of this save is 170 days old. So that means, I just mean I've survived for that long. It's actually probably been a lot longer than that, but there's kind of here's our encampment, and really nice view of everything. I like this little bungalow here. We got kind of a bridge that walks over to it. So we're gonna go down. I'm gonna show you guys the downstairs area. Let's close our door here. Water catcher. Somehow it catches water underneath here, but it works. Let's go back down here. And then when we come out here, so we've got our watchtowers. So the watchtowers are designed, they're not some of the interior I wish I'd have done a little differently, but you go up and it's kind of built as a defense tower. So this is kind of the main area here with the roofing that you can go in, and it gives you an opportunity to mount kind of a ranged defense if necessary. Then you can go up here to the very top and peer over to the area, and I can kind of keep an eye out, see if anybody's might be sneaking up on us. They usually come from this direction. So if anybody's going to do anything, they're going to come from this area. I haven't found exactly where they come from. They just kind of seem to appear over here in this region. So, yeah, let's not risk the jump. All right, let's go down here, and I will take you guys into the auxiliary building. So this is kind of an auxiliary building. It started out as an experiment to build a floating animal pen, but you cannot build the animal pen on floating stuff. So we've got a nice little campfire here, a little bit of got some resources that were growing up here. This building is really Spartan because it's one of the last things that I finished before we moved on. So, but it's got a nice little view. You can kind of see the whole complex from here, kind of in the corner, and both of the guard towers. And then this over here is a platform, really designed just for jumping into the water. So, but it's a nice little kind of overview. And a couple of things that I've heard, some feedback that I'd gotten about, the layout and about the actual construct is, why would you build something this big? And why would you expend all the resources? And doesn't it attract the natives? Don't you attract attention? I'm actually surprised that no, I don't. It doesn't attract as much attention as I expected it to. I really did. I expected that once I had finished, or once we had started putting up a couple of the towers and some of the 3-level stuff, we'd start seeing more people trying to attack. But nope, not a thing. It's been pretty standard. So, it's probably not a good idea to build your campfire on bamboo. Just saying. A lot of stuff is just kind of sitting here. I have not been back here in a while. I came back and probably spent about 10 or 15 minutes lighting the fires and making sure that everything was good to go for filming. But otherwise, that's why the mud bricks are here. Everything is kind of as it was left. These were clay pots, so we're not collecting any water. Those are the clay pots that are now out at the airfield, because we don't have access to water, so we don't have access to mud, and it's a little bit of a bummer. Now, the way what I figured out after living here for so long is there's a really cool banana plant over here, and I don't know if that's permanent or if it's just kind of the spawn instance that I got, but this banana plant here has been an absolute godsend. Having access to rope on the island, has been wonderful. There's a lot of resources in this region, and wasn't able to build a tree house because these trees don't support that level of construction, but these platforms make for a nice overlook, so I could kind of get up and see, over time what it looked like as we were putting things together. So it really come out well, really come out nice. I like it. And the thing with a project like this is, for me, being an obsessive compulsive and an ADHD builder type designer, this is not done. This is unfortunately one of those projects where I'm not really sure when it's going to be done. This is my home at the moment. I'm not sure if I'm going to be done with it. We've got a nice view here. I have considered coming over to this side of the island and perhaps building like a floating bridge over, because this is the direction you go for the grappling hook to go down to the other map zone. But there was just something about this location when I got here, and after I had been here for so long, I went back and played a little bit of the campaign, at least enough to get me to Anaconda Island, and I was just shocked at how different it is now, because it's been completely just stripped of all of the the pre-built stuff and the things that were here. It's all gone, and it's all been repurposed for the good of the home. Now, dangers, if you're going to build I don't want to say don't build your own Fort Anaconda, but build on Anaconda Island. There's nothing wrong with that, because we're dealing with water issues and cleanliness issues. There's access to clean yourself up pretty easily. And see, I don't have any food on me. I'm gonna have to restock my food anyway. This capybara meat's been sitting here for freaking ever, so let's go ahead and eat that. So that's it's probably like 3-month-old smoked capybara meat, which I guess I'll do. So as I was saying, threats. There are a couple of threats here on the island that you need to be aware of. Obviously, the frogs are kind of enemy number one. So as you're working, you just kind of be careful. You don't want to step on the frog. Mr. Cayman here. So Mr. Cayman, he spawns, and I can't tell you the exact spot that he spawns, but I can tell you the area. He comes out right here. So for some reason in this general area, every now and then you're going to have to deal with Mr. Cayman. And so when he comes out, you'll hear him and you'll see him and if you have any kind of a platform or any way for him to climb, he will start climbing and he will make his way down this way. So for the caiman, when I hear him, I kind of wait. He typically comes down through here. For some reason, he got stuck in the tower, so I just decided to arrow him there and be done with it. But he will walk out this way. So this is a good place for me that I typically take him out. And I just leave him there. If I don't need any meat, like right now I really do need the meat. So here very soon I'll probably go over and deal with that. But if I don't need meat, he's a good target to take out and then leave. Leave him there to keep him from respawning. Now the other danger comes from the other side of the bridge. Now this isn't... bamboo is plentiful along the island, so if you want to build things with bamboo, you can see, and it grows back pretty easily. The big stuff does. You'll want to keep little ones so that you can grow your own miniature bamboo forest. But the big ones, oh no, those things will grow back just fine. But I'm not going to go over the bridge because going over the bridge runs the risk of spawning a puma. So there is a puma spawn point. I don't know where it's at, but it's over there in the woods. And it will come for you. So you are kind of boxed in over here. So if you go over there for wood, which you will have to if you're gonna do any kind of construction in this area, it's good just to be careful going over there. I'm gonna watch out for the frog here. And so you have a puma on one side and a caiman on the other, but you cannot beat the views here. I mean, having a house. I mean, you ever wanted a house on the lake? Like, my house is legitimately on the lake. It is on the lagoon. It is my own slice of paradise in the Amazon jungle, and it is wonderful. So this is my outpost. This is where I work from. All of my construction projects, there are currently 3 of them on this map, are done kind of with this place being the base of operations. Now, if the dry season continues, I may take you guys back to my... I built an oasis construct. So I built some stuff out at the oasis, and I think that it might be cool to go out and show you what I built there. But I think that for now, what we're going to do is we're going to alternate. And during the rainy season, we will head to the airport and we will work on our construction project at the airport. Now, when it gets to be the dry season and I need access to water to do things, we will come back here and I'm going to work on kind of fixing some of the stuff that I have left and neglected. One of the things I want to do is try to build an eternal flame here, and I would also like to try to build some of the new stuff that Creepy Jar has put into the game. I would love to build a fence around this thing in some areas. I tried kind of an experiment. The fence won't reach to certain areas around here because of the water and the way it's set up, but it might be worth trying to see if we could shore up our defenses, maybe along the lines here on the edge. But definitely, I think we're going to transition Amazonia engineers from the airport to building here back at Fort Anaconda, my home away from home, so that we can make it a little bit better and I can get a little bit more out of my building effort. I feel like I'm spending too much time going back and forth to the water area at the airport. So, and with that, folks, I'm going to cut it short. We're approaching 20 minutes. And I don't want to just kind of belabor it. I really did want to show you my creation here. I'm very much in love with it, and I'm really excited that I got to show it to you. And I hope that you'll continue to watch as I do the best I can to keep making episodes. I don't have a regular publishing schedule at the moment, but I'm going to try to keep making these because this is one of my favorite games, especially for building and crafting, because I love the Amazon jungle, and I love the setting, and I just love the mechanics. This is the Rolls Royce of survival games. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. Hey, everybody, I'm Commander Exorcist. Thanks for hanging out tonight. Take care. Fly safe, and I'll see you out there. Good night.